Okay, everybody, this is going to be a long video, so it's going to be only on YouTube, or if I can get on the other social media sites. I want to let you know where I am. I'm in Udon Thani, but I found a little treat that I thought was interesting is Ho Chi Minh Museum here in Udon Thani. I found it very intriguing why that museum would be here, so I've come here to find out, and I already found out. And I'm spoiler alert. Um, he came here in his world travels, and he stayed here, and he's a friend of Thailand. Thailand's a friend of Vietnam. Even back in the 20s, the occupations, the wars, etc. Thailand's been a friend of Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh, they helped him out. He found sanctuary here, and I'm not sure anything beyond that, what else he was doing here. But he did travel. But Ho Chi Minh doesn't travel in Thailand. Just to let you know, to be fair, he traveled all over the world. Paris, Europe, Russia, Moscow, Boston. He worked as a dishwasher at some hotel restaurant in Boston. Can you believe that? And I think Chicago as well. And, you know, just all kinds of places. The man was well traveled. His parent, he wasn't a peasant. His parents were educators, I believe, if I recall right. His parents were educator, and you know, he went to school and learned, got a Western education at a Western school in Vietnam, and maybe studied abroad. Not really sure about that. I don't want to say because I'm not real sure, but he was all over the place, and I'm not worshiping him. I'm just giving you some history. I've traveled to Vietnam several times. So I've seen a lot of these museums, from Vietnam independence to remembrance museums, the B-52 museum in Hanoi, etc. So I always recommend just go check it out and get this version of it. He's not my hero, I know, but he may be someone else's hero. I'm sure he is. He seemed more like a George Washington type trying to reunite his country, you know. And an enemy is an enemy. And an enemy of my enemy is my friend. So check this out. You're pretty much by yourself when you come here. So we'll walk in the museum. Let's go to the house first and look at that again. Looks like Da Nang's to the left and Nam Bak Ho is to the right. Got some fruit trees going. So there's the house. Before we do that, we'll just walk this way. I believe this is a rice house or a tool shed or something to that effect, to do maintenance and lawn and livestock care. Whoa, it's a spider web. Look at that spider web. Almost walked right into it. Can't see it. I just walked through that earlier. So here they had some livestock, small livestock, pigs and chicken house over there, and it definitely looks like a rice masher of some sort. I'm not a farm boy, so I have no idea what that thing's for. Here's the house. One more time. So here's the house he'd do business in, conference. Now this is not the house. This is a mock-up of his house in Vietnam, okay? This is not the actual house. It's a replica. So here it looks like, you know, the chairman would sit here and his students would sit here, or the lesson. And this is actually a bed for a bunch of people. And that's the pillow. Sorry I don't have better light. But that's the pillow. Well, he didn't have lights in his house, so why have lights in the museum? There's his bed. It's like things for personal effects. His desk. And I'm not sure what that is. I think that's like another meeting place where they could sit and meet. And back here, there's the chicken coop again to get orientation. This is the dining room. This is where they would eat. What are those? Let me know. What's that, man? I know what that is now. These look like pipes. I think they're pipes. What you smoking? This is the kitchen. I don't see the stove. I'm sure there was one. Of course, he had his supplies of water. Have a water well. And of course, there's a garden, vegetable garden, mango trees, fruit, things like that. There's the outside looking in. Could you picture him sitting there reflecting as he sits and looks into the garden and making his plans? Can you just imagine that? Making his plans to ally. Now, just remember the CIA, SAS, I think they called it Special Select some service, precursor to the CIA, actually equipped and funded Ho Chi Minh and his band of brothers to guerrilla war in World War II. I know that. The museum didn't tell me that. I mean, it's just a fact. It's just a fact. There's a lot of backroom politics dealing. But at the end of the day, the man, you know, I'm not worshiping him or praising him, but you got to give the man due. He led his country into independence, several long wars. I mean, direct conflict. His national army, the Vietnamese army, had direct conflict with French forces, equipped and backed by American. And when they get lost and moved on, and they came to the Geneva Convention, I believe 1954, splitting North and South Vietnamese, and to later have an election to which government would be under the unified country. The elections never happened, and American forces, not exactly that time, but America definitely started equipping South Vietnamese to maintain their own independence. It didn't work out, and I contribute most of that, if not 99.99% of it, to the corrupt, at least half of it, to the corrupt government of Vietnam. They were their own downfall, and the American politics preventing like total war, right? But you don't want to go into total war. It's all these flags. There's the Thai flag. Now, Thai flag's flying half staff right now because the Queen Mother passed away, and they'll be flying half staff for probably another 11 months, if not a little bit longer. The Vietnam flag. Oh, yeah, this is not sure what that flag is. I'll have to look these up. I don't know all these. I know some. I can see Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, Vietnam. I don't know what that one is. I don't know the other one off the top of my head. Anyways, let's go back through this. Look, you can come here as a group and get your group picture taken. It's like a picture in a picture, huh? And this facility is bankrolled by the Bank of Vietnam, or Vietnam Bank. And this is the Queen Mother who recently passed. Got a Here's the house. So I'm not sure if that's the actual house, but that's the countryside where he's from. This is everywhere he traveled. Look, man, this is like 1920s, right? I don't think I've traveled that much. And as you can see, he was in Boston. I think he was in Chicago. I think this is leaving out Chicago. I think he was in Chicago as well. And these are all the places he went. He was a dishwasher at this hotel, the Parker Hotel in Boston, USA. Nguyen Tat Tan worked as an employee from 1912 to 1913. Now the only English I've found here is from Ho Chi Minh. If you can read that. Coming to China, I was going to try a third voyage when a comrade from Hong Kong came to Siam and informed me of the situation. Now in Thailand, like, oh, Thailand now. That's why I'm here. I'm like, prove it to me. He was in Bangkok, the Chet. Here's Udon Thani, where we're at. So all these red dots is where he stayed for a little period of time. It could have been, 2 months to a year. But he wasn't in Thailand that long, but he did come here to collaborate and make his plans. And I'm just gonna zip through this. There he is on a mule. I don't know what year that is. I gotta tell you, I'm keeping an eye out for General Tran. You see General Tran in here, let me know. He's a composer, huh? Okay, and the rest is history. So that's the rest is history. I hope you enjoyed the museum. If you're in Udon Thani, just come check it out. It's about 12 kilometers out of town. And hopefully I can get a taxi home. It's a long walk. See ya. Oh, look, thanks for watching. Thank you. I hope you, if you like it, if you've gotten this far, subscribe. At least like it or give it some love somehow. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it.